and welcome to Self-Centered Truth. I'm Julie.
I'm Danielle.
And we're two besties behind the camera, helping you find your missing piece, your centered truth,
your wholeness, and your innate connection to God. Hello today. How are you?
Doing good.
No, you're not. You had a long night. And you know what? I was thinking about this morning. It's like, we're here to get real.
Uh-huh.
So tell me, how did you sleep last night?
I did not sleep very well at all.
Can anybody relate? Worrying all night about a situation, a child, a job, whatever it is, where you just are concerned.
Yeah, I think all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Many nights like that.
Because even when you have unlimited faith, even when you know God, we are still having a human experience. And no matter of enlightenment, spiritualism, religious tout, no matter any title or any identification, we are having a human experience. And sometimes it's messy and sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, life just gets hard. It kicks your butt sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yesterday, all day, oh my goodness, the energy was so heavy all day yesterday. It was just like I kept grounding and calling in divine, and it just was heavy. It was just heavy all day. It did not lighten up. I kept reconnecting and just calling God in, and it was just heavy yesterday. And I kept thinking, is there something that I'm missing? Is there something that I'm doing wrong? Is there something that I need to do better? And I think when I was meditating this morning, God was like, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything out of alignment. It's just hard sometimes. And sometimes while we go through this human experience, sometimes we have to sit in the hard. Sometimes we've had a whole life of hard. Sometimes the loved ones around us can catch a break. And it's just really hard.
It's hard to watch it, go through it.
Yeah, it is. Because I think the human perception is, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm not doing enough of something.
Or I'm being punished.
Or I'm being punished.
Yeah.
But that's actually so wrong. It's not true. It's not the truth of God, because the truth of God is that we are here to experience hard things. We are here to experience the things that break us momentarily. And it doesn't mean that we're not loved. We're here to learn. And learning isn't always easy. And it's not always like you sit in the back of the classroom and you're like, I know what the teacher's teaching. I don't even need to study. I got this. It's not always like that. For some people, it might seem like it's like that, but it's never actually like that. I was thinking this morning, I have one of my children. He was hard. He was not scholastically blessed as some other kids seemed to be at the time. His skill set is not book smart. And, well, I have to take that back. It wasn't book smart in the field that the teacher was teaching. He could retain information if it was something that interested him. But if it didn't interest him, he struggled.
I've got one just like that.
Yeah. And I was thinking this morning about when this kiddo of mine was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. It was not easy. It was like tears and sweat and tears and like the gamut of trying to figure out how to get homework done. When this child was really little, he would come home from kindergarten or first grade and he'd have a half a page of homework. And it literally would take him hours to get through that half a page of homework. And it's not that he was dumb. It's not that he didn't care. His brain just learned differently. And I was a young mom. I didn't know. I only knew the way I knew. And so we would just sit for hours until we got it done, or until I was like, he's had enough. I'm overriding this, and we're done. And that's just how it was. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard. It doesn't mean that we don't have to go through it because it's hard. Sometimes it's just hard anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to have all of the gamut of emotions when we're in a struggle, or a trial. It's okay to have all of the emotions of like, why am I going through this? Why is it so hard for my child? Why does my child struggle so much? Why is my husband struggling? He's a good person. Or why is my girlfriend, why does she have to go through so many things? One thing after another after another. We all have that story. It's a story of life. So how do you get through it when it's really hard and when you're just like hanging on?
I have to turn to the divine, call in my angels, go to my midline, go to my peace, because that's the only thing I can control is my breath and my peace.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, it was just not very much sleeping. It was just a lot of overthinking in my head and worry. And I knew that I needed to go to my peace because I couldn't sleep. The brain was going. Sleep wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just laying there and I was just going to my heart space. I was grounding myself, connecting myself to the heavens, and just breathing in light and constantly cleaning off, because it's like that fear and all the thoughts and the worry would creep in just right when I felt better.
Right.
All the thoughts and and I wanted so badly to just grab the remote control and turn on my TV so I could just kind of like unplug, zombie out, and like,
because it's way easier to zombie out.
it is.
Whether we zombie out with television, drugs, sex, alcohol, TV, social media.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to just unplug.
Yep. The phone. Yeah.
There's never a shortage of ways to unplug.
Yeah. It's just, and I told myself, I remember like grabbing the remote and I just was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. Nope, I'm not going to disconnect. I'm going to stay here in this uncomfortable, in this worry. And I'm just calling in my light. I'm calling in the divine to fill me up and find my peace. How am I going to tell people to find their peace if I'm grabbing the remote control and I'm zombieing out?
So this morning when I was meditating, that's literally what Spirit told me that we needed to talk about today, is sitting in the uncomfortable. And so I was like, I'm not even going to tell her.
Well,
because I knew you would catch it. Because God is good and God is powerful and God has a purpose for this podcast. We don't have a purpose for this podcast. We are just doing what God tells us to do. We don't have an agenda. We don't have, look at this. This is the board that tells you we've got everything planned out. There are things that we're going to do. Do you see this?
it's empty because we don't know.
There ain't nothing here, people. Because what we're working from is the Spirit. We're not working from an agenda that we are holding. We are working from God.
And what
God wants you to know. Yeah. So yeah, it's sitting in the difficult today. And it is hard. It is hard. and it's highly uncomfortable. But like there was a time. Now, I've been married 30 years and I freaking love my husband. He is a rock star. He is, I tell him all the time, he is my heir, because if I didn't have him, it would be so sad because I love him and he's been my best friend for 30 years. But let's be real, 30 years of marriage is not a picnic. 1 year of marriage is not a picnic. 30, yeah, that's like a game change, man. It's like you're going to have times in those 30 years where you don't like your spouse. There's going to be times where you don't like something they do, or you don't like a habit, or you don't like the way they chew, or the way they talk. There's going to be something. Or maybe there's a hole in your heart that they just don't get. And it hurts. And after years and years, you just want the hurt to go away. And you think that the reason why you have that hole is because your spouse hasn't filled it. And I went through that phase.
I did too.
And I went through that really uncomfortable for like 3 months of like, do I want to stay married? Do I really want to be married anymore? And I moved out of the bedroom and came into the guest bedroom, which is now the media room. And I cried in a fetal position for weeks because I was so sad and so depleted. And I thought that it was my spouse's fault. I thought that it was something that that my spouse hadn't done, that my spouse should have done. And I sat in that uncomfortable for months, and I cried every night, and I was angry. I was really angry because in my instance, and I can only speak from my experience, I was the one that stayed home with the kids, and my husband was the one that went out and worked. And there's like pluses and drawbacks to both sides of the story, because in his mind, he's like, I freaking worked my ass off my entire life, and you got to stay home and play with the kids all the time. And from my perspective at the time, I was like, I am so burnt out. I've done everything for everyone else, and I have done nothing for me. And that was the hook that was trying to get me. That was the hook. I needed to do something for myself. And for 3 months, the hook stayed in my heart. And it tried to get me to jump and react and leave and bolt. Because that's what nature tells us we should do. We should bolt. We should run. There's something not good here. The grass is going to be greener over there, and we need to go to that. And I knew myself well enough to know that that's not how God plays. But I didn't have relief. And so I stayed in this room, and I cried every night, and I scribbled every night. And I sat in the uncomfortable where it was hard to breathe. I was so heavy, it was just uncomfortable to breathe. Do you think I really want all of my neighbors and my community to know that I thought about divorcing my husband for a few months? Heck no. But it was me that had the problem. It wasn't Chance that had the problem. The problem was within myself. Mm-hmm. And that's what I needed to look at.
Yes. And that is so important for us to realize when we feel like something needs to be fixed in somebody else. It's actually going inward and figuring out, because the only person that can make Danielle happy is Danielle. Mm-hmm. The only person that can make Julie happy is Julie. Mm-hmm. We cannot put that on our partner. We cannot put that on our child.
It's no one else's responsibility.
No, it's our responsibility. Mm-hmm. But he's doing this and this and this and this and this, or I need this and this and this from him. And it's like, nope, stop.
Yep.
Go deeper. Mm-hmm. What is it that I need to look at? What do I need to fix so I'm happy, I'm fulfilled?
What scarcity do I have within myself that I need to look at?
Yes. Exactly.
Because for me, in that moment when I was thinking about divorcing Chance, the scarcity came from me not feeling fulfilled in my life. What was my life purpose? I didn't know, like a year and a half later,
Yeah, that
we'd be
we'd be
sitting
doing
here doing this. We had no idea. But at the time, I knew the spin to run and exit and flee was not truth. And so I sat in the uncomfortable for a few months until I was able to see, oh, it's me. It's my lack.
It's not theirs.
Yeah.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah. And whatever the situation is for you, whatever that looks like for you, I see you. I understand. We both do. We know how it feels to not be able to catch your breath. But what I did during those times, and the only thing I had during those times, was to listen to the voice of someone I knew was connected to God. And I had had some recordings from some conversations that were really sacred to me. And I turned on those recordings and I just listened to those recordings over and over and over, because what that did is I knew that person was connected to God. And so I knew if I listened to that connection of God would find me and would help to clear out my space when I couldn't clear out my own. And that's what I'm telling you this episode is. This episode is your link to divine to clear out what you need in your life. That's what we're doing today.
We want that for all of you, to be able to find your peace and clear out.
And it's not going to come overnight. It's going to take time, and it's going to take patience.
Practice.
Yeah. And it takes backpedaling and backstepping and reconnecting. And most importantly, it takes an awareness of not reacting. Because when we're angry or when we're hurt, we speak from a place of reaction and hurt. And that causes more destruction than anything else, because what we're feeling and what we're reacting in our insides, that's not okay. We spit out into our environment. And then what does that do? Because our words have power, right? So what does that do? It brings more of that destruction in. It's kind of like if you're going through marriage counseling or counseling as an individual. When you go to a counselor or a therapist, it gets messy before it gets better. Every time, any counselor or therapist will tell you the same thing. It will get messy and it will get heavy before it will get better. If you've had an affair in your marriage and you go to try and fix your marriage, you're going to have the heavy and the anger and the pain before you come to a place where you're not reacting, where you're more willing to listen. All of us have that. But if we can pause and sit in that really uncomfortable with whatever it is in our lives, then we can allow that divine to come in and give us the life preserve. That's basically what it is. We are just waiting in water for that life preserver to be thrown to us by God. Because God will throw you the life preserver. God will help you find your solution. It might not look the way you think it's going to look.
Yeah.
It might require really messy. It might require getting really real with yourself. Because whatever it is in your life that you are allowing in your life, you're allowing it in for a reason. And you have to look at that reason. And you have to heal that before anything can shift.
Yeah. And anger and fear and all those emotions can block you from feeling it.
Yes.
And wondering, well, where the heck are you?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. How do I get through this? This is what we're doing. We are calling in divine with us. Come and sit with us, divine. Be in the light of the candle that's sitting right here. Be in the sign that sells self-centered truth. Be with us in our voice and help you have the tether that you need in your life to find a solution, to just find your breath again.
And if you're just drowning and you can't catch yourself or you're like, I can't go there, just hold your heart and just say, I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you. And just sit there in the quiet, in the stillness, and just keep calling it in. Just keep calling it in.
Yeah. And I've been in the places where I'm struggling so much that I am yelling, God, where are you? Where are you? I'm right here. I am starving in the desert. I'm right here.
Mhm.
And it's okay to be angry.
Yeah.
It's okay to have anger in God. It's totally okay
Yeah.
because God allows us to learn.
That was huge for me. I used to not dare get mad at God or not, and I remember, oh goodness, one of the first times I actually screamed in my car at God was when my best friend had cancer and I couldn't do anything about it. And I was just screaming in my car, like all the things that I can't even say on camera right now. And it was I remember just this beautiful release and hearing it was just this absolute knowing that God was like, it's okay. Like, give me more. I can take it. And for so long, I lived my life like, don't make God upset. Don't do this. Be careful. But when you realize God has no ego,
God's like, come here, sit with me.
come here, tell me
Let
more.
me hold you.
Tell me more.
Put your
out.
head right here. Oops, sorry if you just heard that thump, thump, thump. Put your head here in my chest and just let me hold you.
Yeah.
That's who God really is.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry it was hard. It was hard on all the angles, all the levels. And
You're the one that had to go through it. So that was
but my experience wasn't any harder than yours. It was just different.
Mhm.
And that's what we all have to understand. It's not your experience is harder. It's just different.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to process all of the emotions because until you're willing to process those emotions, you are frozen. You are in this pause zone where you're never going to get out until you look at it.
You're just paralyzed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's rape, whether it's incest, whether it's cancer, whether it's suicide, whether it's drug addiction. It doesn't matter what it is.
It's all hard.
It's all hard. And it all requires us to sit in that uncomfortable, to dig ourselves out with God. Because that's actually the purpose of this whole experience, is to remember our truth of who we are. We're having human experiences, but we are spiritual beings of light. And that might be really hard for people to understand if they've never had that concept before. Like when you look at someone, what do you see? Do you see the hair, the makeup, the clothes, the money? Do you see the crooked teeth? Do you see the homelessness? Do you see do you smell the stink? Do you smell the perfume? But what's in someone's eyes? What's the light? What's their story? What is it within a newborn baby that was just born and has the first breath of life? That's something that cannot be explained by science because that is God. The breath is God. And sometimes we have to sit in that hard, in that breath that just is suffocating because it's helping us to remember there is more and we can find relief. We can come back to wholeness. We can realign with truth if we don't run. But we can't run because when we run, we stay in the story. We stay in the abuse. We stay in the trauma. We stay in the misery. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you want something more in your life, you have to look at the misery that you are experiencing. We have to, because there's no way around it. We have to go through it. Yeah.
Otherwise, you keep coming back to, why does this keep happening to me? Why does this keep happening to me?
Why is my life so
Why
hard?
is it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, and this is the trick, until you heal that part of you that is wounded or broken or has trauma, you will keep resonating that frequency in your life. And that frequency that you are emitting, you will only ever be able to emit the healthiest signal of the trauma that's the deepest. And that means if you've been abused your whole life and you keep experiencing abuse in your whole life, you will not stop experiencing the frequencies of abuse until you heal that part of you. Because what you are sending out into the universe will come back in. And until you look at that, nothing will change.
Yeah. That's so important.
It is. It is really important, and it's really difficult. And we see you. We know how difficult it is.
But we need you to know that we love you
Mhm.
and you matter, and we want more for you. We want
Yeah.
more for everyone.
Mhm. We do. I have this big, like, burning desire to help you find your power. And it's not the power that the world tells us is power. It is the innate power that you were born with and that you came from, that we hold,
We were born with it.
that we have forgotten.
We have it. Yeah.
We have it. Yeah. The stories in life push us so far away from remembering truth, but we have to stop running if we want to actually get to truth. We have to be willing to do the hard, to look at the hard. And sometimes the hard is separating from the trials. Sometimes, for me anyway, when I was working through cleaning out my life to become aligned with God in every aspect that I'm desiring in my life, it required me to realize where my power was going, who was taking my power, where was I giving my power to. And when you really get into finding God for yourself, you have to sit quiet and you have to go through the uncomfortable, because unless you're willing to separate from every other external source in your life, you will never be able to recognize the frequency of God with you. And that's hard.
That is. Yeah. When I'm sometimes just deep in struggle, I will just put my hand on my heart and just say, activate the divine intelligence within me that I hold. Just activate, activate, activate. Realizing that we're these divine beings and we have this intelligence flowing through us freely. Nobody can tell us whether we're worthy or not to have it. It's always there.
Nobody can take it.
Yeah, nobody can take it. And it's just like, activate, flow.
I love that.
Expand me. And I just picture it filling up my field and expanding from within and out as I breathe. And it just kind of gives me that instant, like, calm feeling.
That is so powerful. So think about this visual. When you are in those moments of darkness, and we all have these moments of darkness in our life, whatever it looks like. Maybe we had to say goodbye to our son or our daughter. Maybe they left to go across country to go to school. Maybe they commit suicide. Maybe they died of a disease. We don't know what the story is, but the stories are all in the same field of frequency. They are all difficulties, and they are all the denser frequencies that we have to experience. And the reason why we experience these things is to break out, to eventually be able to sit with God. But we can't sit with God until we clean out these hard things from our frequency fields. Yeah. So think of a nuke. we all have a visual of what a nuclear bomb looks like.
Mhm.
So what if we reassigned the image of a nuke to the frequency of God coming into my life to clean up everything? What if we envision the nuke going off in our life and burning everything around us that is not God and clearing the field for what is God in our life? What if we did that?
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because who doesn't want more goodness in their life?
Everybody. We all do.
And-
All of our hearts are the same. We
Mhm.
all want what's good for everybody. We
Mhm.
all want to get along. We all want everyone to be happy. We all want peace.
We're
and
not
joy.
we're not that different.
No.
We are not that different. We all want goodness. We all want pleasure. We all want joy.
Mhm.
I have 2 kids that are adopted from different countries, and from when they were tiny, I was like, because I had, my kids would say, I don't match you. My skin doesn't match you. And I said, but your heart does, and your hand does. And that's all that matters, because my hands will always hug you because I love you. And my heart is always with you because I love you. That's how we match. That is how it works. We are not separate. We are connected, and we genuinely love you, and we want good things for you because you deserve the good things in life. And we're trying to help you find these good things, but you got to go through the hard stuff too. We have to work at becoming healthier. We have to work at clearing out what's in our lives that's taking our power from us, because that's the only way it's going to happen. We have to go through the swamp to get to the other side.
Yeah. We can't just ignore it. We can't just, let it just sweep it under the rug. It has to be faced.
Yeah. And all of these experiences, I promise you, will be added to your good. It might not feel like it. It might feel really suffocating and really heavy. And you think, how is sexual abuse that I have dealt with my entire life ever going to add to my good? What it does is that it helps you help someone else who is in the thick of it when they're in the thick of it. Because all of our strength will be added, and it will become the strength for someone else. That's why we're here. We're here to help each other.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much for today.
It was so fun.
I love it. I love when when spirit shows us in a blind way. Oh, yep, this is what we're talking about.
Your hard, deep struggle you had yesterday, it's time to
There was
talk about it.
purpose for it.
Because everybody has those hard, deep struggles. And
Yeah.
we're here to help you with that,
Yeah.
help you navigate it, and just have little pieces and ways of coming back to your heart and finding those moments of peace and breathing to walk through it.
Yeah. And remember, if you don't feel like you have a connection to God and it's really dark, you can turn this on, because the connection to God is here too. It is here for you. And you can play this 20 times. You can play it 5,000 times. It does not matter, because the frequencies that you need to clean up your field and to bring truth and light and love are here. They're here for you because we love you. And most importantly, God loves you. God wants you to succeed. God wants you to have joy.
Thank you for joining us on Self-Centered Truth, where you matter to us.
And most importantly, you matter to God. Remember, when your heart settles and your mind settles, the door to open. The door to God can open. That sounded so weird for a second. In my mind, I'm like, what, did I just say that right? Remember, when your heart settles, your mind settles, and then the door to God can open for you in your life. And we want that more than anything else. We want you to have joy and peace and come to your centered truth in God, in light, in source, whatever you want to call it.
And divine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Get ready. Buckle up. We have our claim. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Our claim today.
Our claim today is, today I release all that I can that is not leading me to the highest truth in my life. And I know that's kind of long. Today I release all that I can that is not leading me to my highest truth in my life.
I love that. Pull it out of your field. Get rid of it. If you have to physically imagine it and picture it, pull it out and throw it away. Bring in the nuke and blow it up. Get it out of your space. Get it out of your field.
And this is going to be a claim that you're going to have to work on. You might have to work on this claim
every day
for 2 years. You might have to work on this claim every day for 5 years. It's going to take whatever it's going to take. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter if it takes you 2 days. It doesn't matter if it takes you 10 years. Progress is progress is progress is progress. And every step will get you to a better place. Today, I release all that is not in my highest alignment of truth in my life. Just today. And I want you guys to know that by your faith and your willingness to do this, truth will come in your life and it will set you free. Thank you.
Thank you.